Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm here with one of my great friends and someone I really appreciate getting to talk to from time to time. And that is, she's Glynis Roberts, who is a vice president at My Benefit Advisor. And Glynis is on the front line of helping companies and benefit brokers design, implement, and maintain best-in-class programs. My Benefit Advisor, on the whole, is involved throughout the employee benefits and health insurance vertical, which includes carriers, vendors, associations, brokers, and employers. So she touches the whole thing. But more importantly, what I love about Glynis is, and you'll get to see, she has an unbelievable bubbly personality that is absolutely infectious and makes the discussions about benefits and other tough things really easy. So Glynis, I want to thank you for being with me today, and I'm looking forward to your thoughts on this essential and complicated business.
Thank you for having me, Rick.
It's my pleasure. So Glynis, let's just jump right into it. So on the overall, can you give me, from an employee benefits perspective, your overall assessment of the business climate?
Okay, and I'll try to make it brief, Rick, because you know I love to talk.
So there's that personality. That's why we're here.
So we all know that COVID has presented an enormous challenge to the insurance climate, as well as, with just employers and employees in general. So for the employers, they are forced to reset their benefits because of the changes that took place, the working from home, the fact that a lot of employees didn't come back the way they left, whether it's mental health, domestic abuse, substance abuse, whatever it is. But also workers took a good look at what they're currently doing while they were sitting at home. And they liked some of the new working arrangements, in terms of being at home and being with the kids and et cetera, and the flexibility. And their focus was on benefits because people were getting ill. And so they were looking more closely at what employers were offering, such as life insurance for those who lost their lives to COVID, so they had something to take care of their families. So workers also began to look at their jobs differently, benefits being one of them. And it caused a record 4.3 million people to quit their jobs in August 2021. Can you believe that?
That's a ton.
Okay, and so now employers have to rethink the offering to retain employees and keep them happy while also struggling with controlling costs. So the climate right now is there's a focus on different types of benefits, like telemental health, making sure there's an EAP in place, where a lot of employers never looked at EAPs before.
So for those that don't know, can you just explain what an EAP is? I think it's important.
I'm sorry. Insurance jargon and acronyms. It's an employee assistance program. Sometimes give you some free mental health sessions, as well as financial advice. And it's a more holistic approach to an employee's financial and mental health. So, you definitely saw the emergence of benefits that were typically not being used. And so, it's a scary climate right now. A lot of businesses went out of business. There's a huge, huge shortage in terms of labor, whether it be, the vaccination mandate, or people passing, or people quitting their jobs. So, higher salaries and bonuses are just not going to work anymore. So that's what's happening right now.
So that kind of leads me to my next question is, so salary and bonuses are not necessarily the same draw or anchor that they were in the past. What are you seeing as clients? How are they approaching you or how are they approaching their benefits, and what are they most interested in 2022 for
Okay.
the challenges that they face?
So first, I'm going to tell you in general, and then more specific to our client database. So we all know that Generation Z employees, and people often get them confused with millennials. Millennials are in their 30s, 40s right now. But Generation Z employees have made it clear it's not just about the money anymore. You know, we joke about them needing text breaks and, you know, pods, things of that nature. They want to be happy as well, and they want work-life balance. So employers are looking at health and life insurance, paid and unpaid leave, less standard benefits like childcare, mental health services, leadership coaching, you know, things that inspire and motivate the employees. Our top 5 reasons that members chose MBA, or my benefit advisor, in 2021 and 2022 was technology. Everyone being at home, they needed, you know, online enrollment and employee communications. Alternative funding. With healthcare premiums rising, a lot of employers are looking to alternative funding like level funded plans, which are basically self-funded plans behind the scene, but look fully insured up front, so that they cut out a lot of things like taxes, the ACA taxes, and it saves a lot of money, and it gives them more flexibility as well as insight into their employee population. Our clients are also looking for HR support services, because now you have less employees, and with smaller company, there's usually one person handling everything, right?
Wow.
Which brings about compliance issues in some cases because there's no focus there.
Yeah. So it sounds like to me that all the things that, let's call them tricks, for all the magic that a company had to attract and retain employees over the past 20 years has now shifted, right? Or is changing. Yes. So with that said, as we go into the Z generation is entering the workspace, right? You know, as you take out your crystal ball and look out 12 to 18 months, what do you see are some of the higher level strategies that people are that maybe they're not looking at yet, but that you're starting to advise of how they should move their company, their employees, their benefit programs forward?
Okay, so behavioral health. So because of the COVID pandemic, and like I stated, employees coming back not the way that they left, more employers are providing not just resources for the employees, but training managers to identify emotional issues, right? And internal campaigns to remove that stigma of getting mental health care. You know, oh, I'm seeing a therapist. Are you crazy? No.
Right.
It's healthy.
Right.
Rising drug costs. Oh my goodness. Gene therapy costs over $1 million for one treatment.
Oh my
so if
gosh.
you're out of work, where are you getting that money? So, you know, that's something that a lot of employers are paying more attention to when it's transparent in their plan. And most importantly, employers are getting their data. That's why they're moving away from traditional fully insured plans. And I spoke about, you know, the self-funded plans, because they don't know why they're getting the increases. They're just getting them. At least you can, you know, see what's happening with your population. And I know employee wellness was, you know, a big thing a few years ago. But how can you design a wellness program when you have no idea what's wrong with your employees? Are they all depressed, or do they all have diabetes? So you need to be able to attack it. And then virtual care is here to stay. Telemental health. I saw something the other day, teledentistry. Very curious about that one. Okay. And then last but not least, you know, there are definitely going to be disparities and greater obstacles to healthcare based on gender, age, mental health, all of those things. So there's going to be more focus on making sure there's more equity in terms of access to care.
So it sounds like in the overall, we're entering a new phase of benefits delivery, benefits package design that is, I guess what I'm sensing is more holistic in the sense that it's not just the person, oh, do you have a cold, go to the doctor and get antibiotics. What you're talking about is how the world and things that have gone on in the world are affecting people on a kind of a visceral level, let's call it emotional level, and
Yes,
how do employers support those employees so that A,
right.
they're healthy, but B, they can be productive within the company, and C, make it an attractive enough package that really connects to the Gen Zs, the
Exactly.
millennials, and those that are really the playbook for where we are has been tossed out at every level,
Yes,
including benefits.
exactly, exactly. And, let me just add to what you just said. In addition to the mental health needs, there's an increase later stages of disease and cancer
Mm,
because 2020, 2021, no one went to the doctor,
mm.
right? Unless they had COVID. So now there are later diagnosed cancers with much poorer outcomes. So yes, it has definitely a big effect.
Wow, wow. So, Glynis, I think we're going to do this again because the things that you've just described to us are more than just being at work. They're really what's going on in our world and how
Yeah,
the employer is on the front line of delivering or making available programs that not only attract and retain good employees, that's kind of almost secondary, but this is about dealing with people on a human level and helping them navigate
yeah.
this crazy world we live in. So, Glynis,
So
I really want to thank you, and you've given so much information in such a short period of time. Can you give us your email address and your phone number
absolutely,
so that people know how to get in touch with you?
absolutely. I can thank my parents for having to spell my name every time I say it. So it would be Glynis, Glynis Roberts. So that's Roberts with an S at my benefit advisor, all one word, .com. My phone number is 201-800-6406. Now, Rick, can I leave you with one question for our audience?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have remote work and flexible schedules right now as COVID persists, right?
Mhm.
And we'll probably see that model continue in a post-pandemic world because employers are saving money on having, brick and mortar or, several different offices. Now, because of that shift, there's not going to be any more on-site gyms, free lunches, and snacks at the office. Employers, think about what's going to take that place to attract employees and keep them happy. And that's all for now. Thanks, Rick.
I think I know the answer, Glynis. I think I know where you're driving, and I think we should have that discussion in further detail on another edition of this. I want to thank
Absolutely.
you for being here. I
You're
want to
very
thank you
welcome.
for persevering through 2021 and 2022. And I know throughout this year that great things are going to happen for Glynis and her team. So appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you, Rick.
I'm going to end the recording right now, and
Okay.
we will chat with you soon.